All right, man. Well, look, this deal, this deal that we're doing is, I might even do the talk I was planning on doing yesterday. Yesterday, what that call was cool yesterday. I mean, we started interviewing D'Amica on doing 10,000 in a week, and she just kind of nonchalantly. So we just kind of went long, and so it ended up going the whole time. So I didn't get to what I was going to get to, and what I was going to get to was kind of cool. Uh, but let me say this on the recruiting. Uh, it is okay. Now I'm trying to. I had this thing in mind, and well, first, okay, if you're on my website, like if you're on my screen, so let's look at this first. Um, we got Scott Strother, Yuval Mano, and who's calling us from 910-915-5348? Who would that be? Oh, Annette. Okay. Wow. Is that a new number? Really? Oh, okay. All right. Well, welcome, Annette. We've got Mr. Darrell Elkins. Cool. Okay, the recruiting thing. The recruiting thing. The recruiting thing. Um, I'm gonna emphasize this one point on the recruiting thing. Uh, well, let me go back to the cool thing about those conference calls, the activity calls, especially when you get other people on there, like the other leaders, and you hear them talking about each other. I mean, it's heartfelt and it's genuine. You can't fake that kind of genuineness of spirit and attitude at all. It's what it's like when you hang out with those guys, and and that's what you develop on your team. You end up developing this want to be respected by the people you respect. This is a long term. This is a long term business, gang. You got to take it from a long term attitude. Really, the recruiting and building thing, you got to put your heart and soul into it, and it's not just a technique and a system. Oh, it's not only a system to make money. You can make money doing this, but to be in it for the long haul takes more than that. It takes more of a commitment to other people, commitment to giving yourself away to other people, and uh, and that is I talked about that last week. I think about overcoming, about perseverance and taking maybe a more of a long term view about the things you want to accomplish. And when you do these things, when you serve other people, you start developing very deep relationships that stand the test of time, that stand the test of um, adversity. And when you come through on the other end, which there is really no other end. There's always an end to something you're going through, but you're already in something else, or you're getting ready to go to something else. So it's just a series of getting on the other end of something, and then you look around and who's with you, and you look at the people that are still with you, and it's like, I can depend on him, I can depend on her. These are people I can depend on, and that's that thing that kind of develops when you start building a team. And you remember days when you're on the phone wondering if it was going to work, or you're driving 3 a.m. in the morning, driving home from a hot spot, and you just someone's trying to keep you awake. It's that kind of stuff that you never forget. You never forget that kind of stuff. And so it's really, the point is, this is a marathon, not a sprint. Okay, it's a marathon, not a sprint. And it's so interesting. Like last night at the hotspot in Cincinnati, I was listening to different people talk about what a great week they had, and just listen to D'Amica. She had a $10,000 week, awesome. And then people that were not having so good weeks, like last night, someone had 3 chargebacks. Like she sold 4 and then 3 canceled. She got a call the same day, 3 of them canceled. And some of them were big deals. So she thought she had 4 on the books, but then 3 called back the next day and canceled. So we addressed, maybe what she was doing wrong to help prevent that. Another gal got one cancellation, and that was it was like $358 a month. All right. So again, we addressed those issues last night. I addressed those issues with them last night on what they were doing wrong. But look, that's what $3,600 plus. And so yeah, it sucked for them. But you know what? They got on the phone again, and this gal, she booked like 8 appointments, and then Tara, she's not feeling too bad because she's got this this guy that wants to put $3 million into something, and she's working on $1 million of it as the first phase. He just wants to get started with $1 million of $3 million. So that makes it a lot easier for her to handle it. But it sucked. But it was more frustrating. Like, why did they cancel? It was really more, I thought I served them and they didn't serve them. The money certainly is a big part of it too, but what I loved about them was more about what could I have done better to serve that family. Now, this sucks. Believe me, this sucks big time. And we had people were asking, well, Alex, I remember hearing something about you should put some money away for these things. I go, yeah, you should. When you're building a team, Barry Clarkson always told us 4%, save 4% of your commissions for roll-ups and chargebacks as you're building a team. It starts really working out for you as a producer. You should put some money away, 10, 15% sometimes. Just depends on how bad you are, to cover chargebacks. But this is not the point. The point, we're talking about building and recruiting. And so I'm going to go back to this. This is you. And you're going to have your ups and downs, right? You're going to have your ups and downs producing and doing this business. But when you can diversify your income over a bunch of other people that have chargebacks that do $10,000 weeks, you got a whole amorphous glob of people that have ups and downs and ups and downs and ups and downs. The thing about this beautiful system we have of building a team is that when one person is up, this person has a 10,000 week, this person has 3 chargebacks, okay, and they're depressed. And so we help them through that. And then we rejoice in the person that's doing well, and then this person has an average week. Okay, and then this person has a week, and this person has a week, and then out of this amorphous blob of stuff, what you're going to average is, the average person is going to turn in 2+ apps per week. The average premium will be around $800 to $1,000 per application. You guys know I do that every week. I didn't do it yesterday, but you guys know I do this, and I show you every single week. That's about 2 applications per week, about $800 to $1,000 per application. 2 applications per week per unique writing agent. Each app is about $800 to $1,000 per app, and then the premium per unique writing agent. What was it? It was I think it was about $1,500 per UWA. Right? So this is why you recruit, because your income, if it's just you, will go up and down and up and down. But if it's you and this whole team, your income does this. So let me do the A-B test. This is A and this is B. And so pretend I'm the optometrist and I'm flipping the lens. Does A look better or does B look better? Man, there's someone groaning. Yes. No, go ahead. Oh. Can you guys see it? Okay, can you guys see me now? Okay. All right. Thanks, Cord, for giving me some clarity there. Yeah, I know. Okay, so this is you. Okay, yeah. I know these all look like jellyfish, don't they? Okay. This is you. And you have ups and downs, but when you have a whole group of people that have ups and downs, and you have someone that does a $10,000 week and someone that has 3 chargebacks and someone does average, out of all of this, your income becomes stable. So if it's just you, A is you having ups and downs, B is you with a whole bunch of team that has ups and downs, and then you have stable income. So which is better, A or B? Okay, I know you're in your mind you're saying B, of course, right? So you want to have all these little amoebas in your organism called an organization. You know, I mean, paraneciums and I don't know why I said that. I'm not calling you all parameciums. Please, you're not a one-celled organism. Okay, but you get my point. This is why you want to recruit. You want to stabilize your income. You want to grow. You want to help these people. So here's what happens. Why do we have conference calls like this? I'm going to mute everyone out. I want you all to realize the magic of the Alliance is the ability to get leads and to sell life insurance on a consistent basis, okay? But the real magic is to recruit and build, because out of this amorphous blob of agents that are direct to you, you want them to realize, hey, I want to stabilize my income. I want to stabilize my income. I want to stabilize my income. I want to be a meaningful specific in someone's life. I want to give myself away to other people because I'm not happy just taking it all for myself. I want to help others do this thing. See, and now what happens to your organization? Now your organization starts to grow and multiply. They start cloning themselves. We are Borg. Resistance is futile. Actually, Star Wars is coming up, so be part of the Jedi Knights. Okay. Oh man. Now look at that picture. And all those little circles have their own ups and downs. Ups and downs in production, ups and downs in their families. The beautiful thing about this is you're not having to deal with every single individual, because what's going to help you is the alliance. The alliance and the system will help your amorphous blob of agents to grow or not grow, to go to a hotspot or not go to a hotspot, to read a book or not read a book. The beautiful thing is about it is that enough people that will listen to all the things that they're supposed to do, the 8 steps to success, doing those 8 things, enough of them will do it so that this amorphous blob will continue to grow beyond just you. And your income not only becomes stable, but it starts moving up. It starts moving up. It starts moving up. When more people start seeing the vision of building something stable for themselves, it starts going like this. Does that rock? What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to break down the recruiting thing so that you understand why you and I need to do it and continue to do it. And how an awesome system that Andy Albright set up for you to be able to do this. I mean, we can put any kind of number in there you want. Obviously, the more people you have doing this, the more your income's going to grow. So, number one, you got to start finding people. Number two, you need to expose them to doing the same thing you're doing. Because I know for myself, I didn't want to sell for the rest of my dadgum life. No way, man. I love helping people. I love helping clients. But there's comes to a certain point where you knock on one more door and they don't show up, and you just like, man, I'm sick of this. I mean, come on. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I should say that. I'm sorry. But seriously, but here's what you want yourself. So when that day comes, when you say, I'm sick and tired of being an insurance salesperson, you want to have this underneath you. You want to have, 10,000 a week coming in or 5,000 a week in overrides coming in. So your 1,000 a week doesn't matter if you have it coming in or not, because you're just going to recruit 10 more people, and 2 of the 10 are going to do enough for you to replace your $1,000 a week of your own personal production. Does that make sense? You just recruit more, and then you lay in that group of people that replaces you being out of the field for them being out in the field. Because that day will come where that one last thing happens where it's like, man, this sucks. And when that day comes, you want to have this group. You want to have this group. Okay, I'm sorry, I should be more positive about that. But seriously, now maybe for some of you that day never comes. Like I always say, quit when things are going good. Well, in my opinion, when you got this going on in your group, where you got 2, 3 grand, 4 grand, 5 grand a month coming in a week, coming in on overrides, then it's easier to walk away. But have you guys ever done anything? Do you remember what it's like? Remember what it feels like to do something, go to work, or do something to make money because you feel trapped because it's the only thing you can do? I mean, do you guys remember that feeling where you wake up and you're going, God, please, I can't do this anymore. But you have no choice. And you go in. Do you remember that feeling where you get up and you go in? It's like, oh my God. And you feel trapped. You feel trapped that you can't do anything else. It's the only way to keep paying the bills and put food on the table. But you feel trapped doing it. That you have no choice. Remember what that was like? Well, gang, this thing is the thing that gets you out of that, where you don't feel like you feel trapped. You can write business whenever you want, or you can stop writing business wherever you want. If you want a couple $1,000 raise, you go out and write some business. And if you want to take a break next week, you can take a break, because you don't got to worry about it, because this is going to get this is paying you 2, 3,000 a week in overrides, and you've got your spending situation, you're nut controlled, so that $2,000, $3,000 a week more than covers your 1,000 a week nut. Let's say your nut every month to live and exist is 1,000 a week, but you're making 3,000 a week in overrides only before you even write your first policy. Isn't that like awesome? Okay. I hope I'm painting a vision for you of why you want to recruit, why this should make sense to you. Okay. Sometimes I think I don't sell recruiting enough to you, but I see our unique writing agents are going up. Our unique recruiting agents are going up along with our unique writing agents. Okay. Here's one thing in this business for sure, is you cannot increase sales by teaching awesome sales techniques to try to beat more sales out of your existing agency. You will never, never increase your organization in your production as an organization by trying to beat sales out of people by number one, either making them better. I promise you, you're not going to get more sales by making them better, because people end up doing what they want to do. And the ones that start doing better, they start offsetting the people that start doing worse and quit. Okay, so that's an interesting effect, is that the people that are going to get better are the ones that are going to get better anyway, with or without you. You think that you have all this great influence on people. All you can be is an example. All you can do is point people to the tools that will help get them better, but you can't like sit there and every day with them to ask them if they saw this video or they plug into the TWC. I check on them to see if they did, So I know how to work with them. I want to know if they're my superstar builder. But other than that, there's no way you're going to grow your sales and organization by helping your people become better. The people that will be better whether you do it or not. The only way you can grow sales is recruiting. You can only grow your sales by bringing more people in, right? So please, in your own mind, don't think that you have all this great influence, right? All you can be is a good example and point people to the tools. And the best thing you can do is be their friend. Be someone that they can talk to if things get hard. Have an open door policy. Make sure they can reach up to you anytime. And that's the best you can be. Be the best you can be yourself so you can attract people to you. But you can't motivate anyone to do what they're supposed to do. The only way that you can grow sales and grow your organization is by recruiting people, right? Okay, so the other thing about recruiting is it's a long-term thing, right? It's a marathon, it's not a sprint. This is something that you have to do all the time, every time. I've been in this business 15 years. I have not stopped recruiting, so that should give you a clue. Andy Albright's been in this business 16 years, and he hasn't stopped recruiting. Okay, you have to recruit, and it's better to do it every week than every other month. Recruiting responds to consistent effort over time. If you do a little bit every week, that's way better than doing a whole bunch one month and doing nothing next month, because you never achieve momentum. This business is built one agent at a time, consistently over time. Okay, you can't just go full bore one week and then you check your results to see did anyone stick, and then you get depressed and then you stop recruiting. Man, this doesn't respond to that. I mean, if that's your commitment to recruiting, you might as well quit. Okay, don't do it. If you just commit to doing a little bit every week, then you got something. You'll get something going, I promise you. But if you're going to be the up and down, onesie twosie, dance with me Susie kind of an agent, okay, then you're not committing to building a long-term business. This is a business like any other business. I mean, really, the arrogance of you thinking that you could build it quickly and then right back on your overrides, it's preposterous. It never has happened, but it is a long-term business. That's why I love some of the people that make the decision, hey, I'm going to hire someone to help me. You know, like Karen called me the other day. We talked yesterday. She goes, you know what do you think about me hiring somebody 5 hours a week? She's going to do Craigslist ads and help me recruit. So $50 a week. I go, oh my God, that's awesome. You know what that $50 a week is like? That's like doing a GMR for $50 a week. What a GMR does for you is it puts leads in your account that you're paying for, and it forces you to make dials unless you want to not run the leads. Okay, but if you force yourself by getting on a GMR, when leads come in, you're going to call them and you're going to go serve them. Likewise, when you spend $50 a week, which is, you know, at the end at $50 a week, which is what, 1/10 of a policy? Like seriously, 1/10 of a policy per week. So you take 1/10 of one of your applications and you put it towards recruiting. And then that person for 5 hours a week is going to generate people for you to talk to recruit every week. And when I heard Karen want to do that, I was like so fired up, because now what's going to happen is she's going to have this consistent recruiting effort over time. And what happens is she's going to find the superstars, she's going to find the losers, she's going to find the people that want to do this thing that are going to sit around and wait until something works. Those are the three people that you bring in. You're going to bring in the people that will do well with or without you. You're going to bring in people. It's about a third. A third will come in and they'll learn what they need to learn, and they'll do well in this thing with or without you. You're going to find the second person who gets in this thing. It kind of works, but they're still playing with it. They're still learning. They're kind of watching. They're watching other people. And then those are the ones you need to really develop relationships with to help keep them in. Okay? And then you're going to have a third of people, no matter what you do, they're going to quit. No matter their self-image isn't strong enough, they have poor work habit, they bring in a low self-image into this thing already, they bring in poor work habits, or they're slime bags. So you're going to have a third of those are going to quit regardless. You're going to have the third in the middle, the people that'll stick with you if you stick with them, and then the third that'll do well in this thing with or without you. See, it works in thirds. Okay, so when Karen commits every week to have someone to help her every week, she's going to find a person that will fall into one of those three categories, right? So that's how the business works. So that's what I love, that she's made a commitment on 1/10 of an application per week. And then when she starts hiring a few people that she starts earning overrides on, let's say her overrides, might be $200 a week on some of the people. So now she has $200 a week of override income. So I would suggest to her, okay, so instead of 5 hours, let's bring that person up to 10 hours a week. So instead of 50, now you're making $200 a week in overrides. Put 50 of that into that person to have them work 10 hours a week. Let's double the number of candidates you're interviewing every week, which will then double the amount of recruiting you're doing. And then all of a sudden, within a couple months, your $200 a week override goes into $400, $500 a week. So what do you do with that money, Alex? Well, why don't you hire her for 15 hours a week? You triple your recruiting. Another couple, 3 months, now your income, your overrides are $1,000 a week. Do you see how it works just like leads? The more lead investment, the more production. The more recruiting investment, the more recruiting. And the more recruiting leads to more production. Do you see how that works? Because the third of the people will get on GMRs. And then when people are on GMRs, they'll produce more because they got lead flow coming in, because they made a commitment to do something every week. And now the people that produce, okay, you're going to find people that understand, hey, I don't want my ups and downs to be dependent all on me. I want stable income, so I'm going to hire this amorphous blob of agents. And so then you show them, hey, now you're doing good on production. Do you have $50 a week that you can put towards finding someone to help you? Sure. And then you help that person get going the way you got going. And you build it brick by brick. So now you've got one person doing what you're doing. And then you hire some more people. You got another person doing what you're doing. And then you got another person doing what you're doing. Then you got another person doing what you're doing. So a year of steady effort, instead of making 200, 300 a week, now you're making 2,000 a week. You're making 6 figures of income, which is in essence a key leader. So maybe it's a year. Do you see how kind of the cycle of this thing works? By making a commitment. It all started with Karen saying, hey, what about if I hire someone for 5 hours a week at $10 an hour? Oh man, that rocks. Let's do it. Right? So I hope I'm selling you on this, that this thing is the reason, because you want to have stable income. Alex, why do I want stable income? Because it's giving me what I want. I want to be able to sell what I want to sell and not sell what I don't want to sell. To have the freedom to make that decision. Because right now, everyone on this line, well, most everyone on this line, you have to sell to make money, part-time or full-time. You might have a full-time job, but this thing is bringing you some additional income that maybe you need it. Again, you either want this or you want to get away from this. You want to get away from having to sell insurance to live. That feeling, you want to get away from that feeling of being trapped. Man, I don't know how I can have you visualize that sick feeling. So either you're a lover or a hater. You want this or you want to get away from that. You want to get away from waking up one day and thinking, oh God, I can't do this anymore. Knowing that you've got $3,000 of overrides coming in every week. And in other words, it's like you wake up and say, actually it's a different attitude. That attitude I just portrayed was the trapped attitude. But when you have the freedom, it's like, you know what, I don't feel like selling this month. I'm gonna take this month off. And maybe next month I'm gonna maybe not. Maybe I'm done. Maybe next month I'll feel different, and you know what? I'd love to take the family to Disney World. So I'll go out in the field, produce, a couple thousand a week for about a month, and then I'll have the money to take them first class to Disney World. What a great thing to be able to do. Is the production you're doing is not for the necessities of your life, it's for the extras that you want to give your family. Do you think you'd be more motivated to go out in the field and suffer through no-shows and chargebacks because it's the extra, because you have a goal of wanting to bring your family to Disney World? You know, what do you want? What do you want? I think that's what it comes down to, is figuring out what it is you want. So let's talk about that. There are three things that you need to figure out. Number one, what do I want? That's such a basic question, isn't it? What do I want? Alex, I want a lot of things. I want to be happy. I want it all. I want a Mercedes. I want to drive a Mercedes. I want to drive a car that's under 100,000 miles. What do you want? I think that if you are clear, if you have clarity in your life on what it is you want, then anything you do, or you will decide the right things to do towards that clarified vision of what you want. But if you don't have clarity about it at all, then you might be doing something because it sounds good at the time, but it's not towards a goal, or it's not towards an end. Or it's on something that adversity will take you out of the game. Something will be so hard to do that you decide it's not worth it anymore because you didn't really want what you thought you wanted. It's clarity. So this book will help you determine that clarity in your life of what it is you want. It's called Off Balance by Matthew Kelly. I promise you, this book has changed my life, continues to change my life, because it tells me and teaches me and helps me clarify what it is I really want. So why do you want to build a business? Why do you want to build anything? Why do you want to go through the people that will disappoint you? The people that you love that will disappoint you, that you fall in love with that will disappoint you, the people that will cause you grief, the 20% that will cause you 80% of your grief and negative, all that stuff. Why? Why do you want to go through it? Because, man, if you've done enough recruiting, you will talk to general agents that had agencies, large agencies, that'll tell you, I got tired of babysitting agents. It'll be an undercurrent. Yeah, I've had 30 agents in my agency. I go, dude, what happened to it? Well, they just wouldn't do what I want them to do, and they just quit, and I got tired of bringing more people in to replace them. It's like, dude, welcome to my world. Welcome to my world. Except those are those single level agencies where truly they don't have an opportunity to build agency managers underneath them to do what they're doing. So then they're forever trapped in a replacement type business. Okay. So if you haven't read this book, I promise you, if you're on this call, you haven't read this book, you need to get this book and read it. Look how short it is. Okay. Look how wide it is. This is about an inch to include the cover. Actually, I'd say it's about half an inch. If you squeeze it real hard and just measure the pages, that's about half an inch. That's about half an inch of reading. And look how small this book is. And look, there's a lot of white space. Okay, am I selling you? And this book, how much is this book? Um, Let me sell you on how much it costs. Oh gosh, I don't have a price in here. Oh, US $21.95. You could probably get a discount on this on Amazon. $22 is what separates you from getting clarity in your life of what it is you want. He talks about the myth of the work-life balance. You know, work-life balance is a myth, right? And off balance, this thing, man, will give you clarity. And I love what he does here is he talks about the way to prioritize your life. Okay, so here's kind of the exercise on priorities. All right, so what do you want? Well, if you let's just figure out your priorities first. If we can figure out your priorities, then we can figure out what it is you want. Like, what do you value? He does a great job in talking about your life, the way you live your life, the way you run your schedule should reflect the things you value. So do the things you value, are they really reflected in what you're doing? Do they match up? In other words, can you be convicted if someone follows you around every day that you value the things you say you value, right? So here's kind of a list. So what you do is you put together a list of things that you value. And I'm just going to use his example. Okay. So this is just kind of a brainstorm. One of the guys he wrote down health, children, work, career, social life, extended family, finances. Okay. I put faith in there myself, but this is what this guy put. Okay. And so the exercise is this. You put what you value. It could be as long a list or as short a list, but this is a great way how to clarify what you value. Okay, so what you do is you take the top one first and you compare it to the subsequent ones below it. And you decide the A/B test, the optometrist test, is which one is more important to you. You do it individually to each one of those things. So the question is, which is more important, my health or my children? Okay? Which is more important? Well, my children are more important. You know, when you think about it, children or health, my children are more important. So then he looks at health, so that's that. Then he compares health to his work, career. Okay? So health is more important than work and career. Then he compares health with social life. Well, health is more important than social life. Then he compares health to extended family. My health is more important than extended family. Then he compares health to his finances. And you know what? If you don't have your health and you're not healthy, then you don't have personal finances. So he does that with health, okay? Now the next one he does is comparing children to the next ones below. So children versus work and career. Well, my children are more important. My children versus my social life. Well, my children are more important. Children versus my extended family. My children are more important. Children versus finances. My children are more important. Okay? Then he does the next one for the subsequent ones below. Work and career. Is my work and career more important than my social life? Yes. Is my work and career more important than extended family? Yes. Is my work and career more important than my finances? Absolutely. Okay. Then he compares his social life to extended family. Is my social life more important than my extended family? And he says, yes. And he goes, is my social life more important than my finances? No. Okay, so the check mark goes to finances. Okay. And then he compares his extended family to finances. He does this and he goes, that finances, those are it. Okay. So now you've got all these check marks. So now you reprioritize according to the number of check marks. So this has 4 check marks. This has 5 check marks. This has 3. This has 1. This one has 0. This one has 2. All right. So the one that has the most check marks, so you're going to put children in the number 1 position, children. The number 2 position is health. 4, 5, 4, 3. Number 3 is work/career. Number 4 is finances. Finances. Number 5 is social. And you know what? Sorry, but extended family doesn't make it because it got 0 check marks. All right. So now you realize, okay, my children are the most important thing to me. My health next, work, career, finances, social. Those are the things I value. So is what I do reflecting the things that I care about? Now, look. So just to summarize, make a list of all the many aspects of your life that you value. Then reduce that list to about 5 or 6 of them. Conduct this priority exercise on those 5 or 6 aspects of your life. And then take time every week to review this when you're deciding what to do for your schedule and mapping your schedule out. All right, and I have this, you guys know about my schedule techniques where you schedule your life based on these priorities, okay? So, and I'm not going to go in detail here, but this just to remind you, this is where you do the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, okay? And these are, 7 to, actually 9 to 12, 12 to 5, and then 5 to 9. And then what you do is the thing about priorities and the things you value, it's not that time equals your priority. What you're saying here is that you're scheduling your priorities that you care about first in your calendar. So you put your child, okay, now I'm sorry, but the top one for me is faith. Okay, so I'm going to interject here, okay, and I could give a squat about my social life. My social life actually revolves around these things. That's the kind of thing about social life is by the way, these are all interrelated. Okay, by the way, your finances help support all these because your finances help you buy your health club membership. Your finances help support your children. Your finances help you tithe for your faith, right? I mean, they're all interrelated. I'm not saying they're separate, but these are the things that you look at prioritizing first. So the first thing you put in your schedule are things related to faith. This is like, color coded. So, this is my prayer time in the morning before 9 o'clock, my prayer time in the evening, my Sunday, this is Sunday, Saturday, Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday. Well, I do that backwards sometime. Okay, this is my faith time, and then I've got a little thing I do at 3 o'clock, so I have that, I do morning mass and all that. So I do my faith. And then I put in my children. So what do I do with my kids? Okay, I've got family, family time. That doesn't work. So this is my family time here. This is family. Okay, then I've got, we had National Honor Society induction ceremony for my son. Okay, so we had that. Okay, and then I had some other things with the kids here. Okay, and then, this is actually, I've got that for family. So you see what you're doing, you're putting your faith, you're showing in your schedule, You're putting that first. You're putting your children. Now, the guy that put this together was divorced, so he didn't have like a spouse. Okay, but family. So the family thing would be like dating my wife Friday night. Okay, and then the stuff that happens after midnight. Just kidding. Anyway, we don't have to schedule that. I'm sorry. Anyway, okay, okay. And then you lay everything, and then the business stuff. Work. You got to do the work thing, but we got business, right? Or the health thing. Working out in the morning is here. The business is TWC on Wednesdays. TWC. You got the Thursday product call. You got the Friday, activity calls, wherever you are, whatever time zone you're on. You got the Thursday hotspots, you're coloring those in. And then you got your dial days, whatever, your dials on Tuesday and Friday, so you're booking Saturday and Sunday. Do you see how you're laying all these things in your schedule according to your priority? So this is why you got to know what you want, what you value. The other thing about what you want is the whole notion of, okay, let me wipe this out. Golly, I'm throwing all this stuff in. The other thing about what you want is, like, what do you really want when it comes to, so you got your value system down. Okay, what are your financial goals? Okay, so here's how I look about it. What do you hate and what do you want? All right. What are the things that you want to get away from? I hate being in debt. Okay. I hate my credit cards. I hate not having choices. What are the things that you don't like? Okay. Overweight. I hate being overweight. All right. What are the things that you want to get away from? I'm tired of being broke. Sick and tired of being broke. I hate that. I hate all these things. These are things that you hate. So you do a not a priority list, a brainstorm. Brainstorm is you throw everything else out there without critiquing it. You just throw it in and listing that. Okay. Then you do the same thing on the want side. What do I want? What is it do I want? I want to be debt-free. I want a better home. I want a home, big. Okay? I want to drive nice cars. In other words, what do you define as a nice car? A car less than 100,000. A car that actually turns on when you turn the ignition. It actually turns on. And then when you turn it off, it actually stops. Instead of dieseling, it's like, and it finally stops. I want a car that starts and stops when I want to. All right? Man, what a simple things in life, right? How about a car that doesn't have rust on it? Just what do I want? What are the things I really want? I want to feel, I just want free. I just want that feeling of freedom. I want to take my children to Disney World. I want my spouse to quit his or her job. Okay? What else do I want? All right? And list them over here. The things that you want, the things that you hate. Okay? And because the brain really works better when you force things in a positive direction, when you're going for something you want, okay, it extends the motivation. What do I mean by that? Well, here's the thing. Like, let's take the overweight thing. The reason why people yo-yo diet is because they put this, I'm running out of space. So here's a spectrum. And this is the want spectrum, and this is the hate. So they kind of phrase their goal to, I got to lose 50 pounds. Okay, I got to lose 50 pounds. When I lose 50 pounds, everything's rocking. So they, so they get on Weight Watchers, they get on, workout. So they lose 10 pounds a month. So, minus 10. Now they're minus 20. Now they're minus 30. Now they're minus 40. Now they're minus 50. Whew. I made it. I'm down 50 pounds and they feel good. Everything's good. Okay. They made their goal. Only problem with that is, now they're feeling good. They're going, operating about a month or two, but then they'll drive by that Dairy Queen. They're going, man, I feel good. I still got some room in my pants. I'm wearing my big fat pants, so I feel good about being skinny. What's 300, 400 calories going to mean? So they drop by Dairy Queen, they get a peanut butter parfait. As if I didn't know. Peanut butter. I love peanut butter parfaits. I just love them because they got peanuts in it. And so you just order this and put extra peanuts and extra hot fudge. And then you get this thing that's just slathered with hot fudge and peanuts. And it's that soft serve ice cream that, oh man, there's something about those fat molecules in soft serve ice cream that just tastes so good. Oh my God, I love soft serve. I grew up on soft serve because I just love it. I just want to take a scoop of it and just spread it all over me, baby. I mean, I just love soft serve ice cream. And man, oh my God. It just tastes so good because I haven't had these fat molecules on my tongue for months, for 5 months. And it's like, what is 300 calories going to make a difference? Okay. Well, the problem with that is, I'm 50 pounds down. I can handle 300 calories. That's just another hour on the elliptical that I don't actually do anymore, right? I don't do an extra hour from the hour I already did. And so I drive by that Dairy Queen again, and it's like my car. Oh my God, my car is automatically going through the drive-through. Dadgummit, I hate when my car does that. And all of a sudden, I just automatically take out my wallet and order peanut butter parfait. Golly, I just hate how that happens. I had no control. My body, my car just did it. It wasn't my fault. And then Ginny, she orders a cowboy pizza on Sunday night. A cowboy pizza from Papa Murphy's. Oh my God, I love cowboy pizzas because it's got the sausage and the pepperoni and all this meat on it. Cowboy pizzas from Papa Murphy's rock. And so, unbeknownst to her, it's so tempting. I walk by and it's like, okay, I'm going to have half of a piece. So I go and I grab half a piece. I feel this is only about 150 calories. And so I go in and I'm watching the football game. And then it's like I walk by that pizza and it's like, there's that lonely half a piece of peace among the other pieces that are still there. It's like, well, man, I can't just leave that one half of a piece there. So I just kind of grab it as if grabbing it quickly will make it less calories. And then I'm just shoving it in my pie hole again, my pizza pie hole again. And then all of a sudden, I've gobbled half the pizza because I'm down 50 pounds. Well, what happens? All of a sudden, you're starting to fall back into habits. All of a sudden, you start getting your weight back. Some people gain more weight. Why does that happen? Well, because your goal was only a limited goal to lose 50 pounds, but there wasn't an emotional goal behind it. So here's how you change what you hate into what you want. You change the overweight, and you want to turn it into an emotional goal of, I want to live a healthy lifestyle. And you got to attach it to, why do I want to live a healthy lifestyle? Because I want to be around to see my children have their children. Lord willing, because we have free will. We have free will to put that peanut butter parfait in our mouth or not. We have free will to put that Papa Murphy's pizza in our mouth or not. So we can hasten our time, our time here to get off this earth, to get off this planet, So I want to be around as much as I can control that, to be around to see my children's children. I want to live a healthy lifestyle because I want to be able to enjoy my life, not being on a walker, okay, but being physically fit to be able to hang out with my grandkids, and although being in a wheelchair, you get to get in those special lines at Disney World. So there's maybe some advantages. No, but I'd rather be able to do it walking. I want to do that with my grandkids. So do you see how this becomes now an emotional thing? So instead of losing 50 pounds, my objective is to change my habits to get this that I want, and I'm willing to continue to do the habits that I'm doing to lose the 50 pounds, but it wasn't to lose 50 pounds. It was to create a healthy lifestyle so I could be with my grandchildren. So I'm doing more than just working out. I'm eating healthy. I'm continuing to change my lifestyle, the habit, the system that I've created to help me get this. All right? So that is what you do. The game now is turning all of these into the positive things you want. Get out of debt. Well, debt-free, you already have that. Credit cards. Not having choices, having the freedom, right? All these things, these things that you hate, you turn them into something that you want, that you love, that's emotional, right? That's emotional. Emotional wants are what propel you to continue to do what you have to do in order to get them, right? And so once you list them all here, what you do is you prioritize which ones are most important to you, right? So maybe this one, you and your spouse should do it. Freedom, which means I want to get debt free. I want my wife to quit. Actually, number one is my spouse home from work. Number two is freedom. Number three is debt free. Okay. Number four is Disney World. You start assigning, right, your priorities. And then you reorder your priorities on what you want. So these wants then become the things that you're going to build your business for. So this translates into your business objectives and goals that start from long term to medium term to short. And what do I mean by short? What am I going to do this week? What am I going to do Monday? What am I going to go do Tuesday? This short term then relates to your calendar, right? Remember that calendar thing? So do you see how those two meld together? The idea of knowing what you value. So you got to know what you value. You got to know what you want based on what you value. And then you put your schedule accordingly. Because now you've got your business goals. Now you know what to fill in the white spaces of the things that are going to help you get these things. Another one is I want a better relationship with my spouse. It could be like, I hate fighting with her. I want to have a better relationship with her. I want to have a long lifetime with her. So you put that over here. So that's just another thing that you can put of things that you want. So again, that translates to your schedule. I'm going to date my wife. I'm going to spend an hour having a cup of coffee at Starbucks with her once a week is our special time that we're going to hang out and talk. Not in front of a TV, not in front of the dinner table with the kids. That has its own time that we schedule. Okay? So this is how you figure out what you want. Okay? The next thing I'm going to go over next week is what do you want? Then the second thing is when do you want it? And maybe next week I'm going to cover the when you want it and then the sacrifice, what am I willing to do to get it? Okay? Like I said, this is it, man. This book rocks. You need to get this book. So by next week, I want you to have dug into some of this so you understand the power that this will have in your life. All right? All right, gang. So I'm going to put you in unmute mode. All right, does anyone have any questions? Okay. All right, cool. Well, gang, man, let's make this a great week. I hope this helps. And get that book, Andrew. I promise you, it'll help you put things in perspective. And then next week, tune in next week. I'll go over the other two things. When do you want it, and what are you willing to give up to get it? So, rock on, man. We'll see you guys later. Take care. God bless. Bye now. You're welcome. You're welcome.